If you own SCHD, you already made one of the smartest moves in dividend investing, but there is one thing SCHD cannot do, and most investors do not realize it until they are already trying to live off their portfolio. SCHD only pays you 4 times a year: March, June, September, December. That is it. 8 months out of 12. There's no deposit, no income, just silence. And here's what nobody talks about. When you are in wealth building mode, that schedule is fine. But the moment you need this portfolio to actually pay your bills, that 8-month gap becomes a real problem. Today I'm going to show you how to fix it without touching your SCHD position. 2 ETFs, 1 simple allocation, and your portfolio goes from paying you 4 times a year to generating income every single month. Let me show you exactly how. Let's put this in perspective first. SCHD is built on quality companies. It screens for businesses with at least 10 consecutive years of dividend growth, strong free cash flow, and solid return on equity. It currently manages over $92 billion in assets. Its dividend has grown at close to 11% per year over the past decade. Those are genuinely exceptional numbers, and that is why SCHD is at the center of so many income portfolios, including this one. But quality does not fix a calendar problem. Think about your actual financial life. Your mortgage or rent does not take August off. Your car insurance does not skip October. Groceries do not pause for November. Your expenses arrive every single month like clockwork, and right now your SCHD income does not. That mismatch is what we are solving today. Not by replacing SCHD, by building around it. You need 2 additions. Each one has a specific role. Together with SCHD, they form a complete income system. The first is JEPI, the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. JEPI's job is simple: pay you every month that SCHD does not. Its current yield sits between 8.5 and 9%, and it distributes income on a monthly basis without exception. It earns that income by holding a broadly diversified portfolio of U.S. stocks and generating additional cash flow through a covered call strategy tied to the S&P 500. When market volatility is elevated, which we have seen in meaningful stretches this year, option premiums increase and JEPI's monthly distributions tend to rise with them. JEPI is not a growth ETF. It is an income engine. That is exactly the role it plays here. The second is DGRW, the Wisdom Tree U.S. Quality Dividend Growth Fund. Now, DGRW's yield is modest, around 1.3% right now, and I want to address that directly because some of you are already doing the math in your head, wondering why it belongs here. DGRW is not pulling its weight through yield. It's pulling its weight through total return and price growth. Its 5-year annualized total return is over 12%. It holds high-quality U.S. companies, the kind with growing earnings, disciplined management, and durable competitive advantages. It also pays monthly, which matters for the calendar. And as your DGRW shares grow in value over time, the portfolio you've built becomes worth significantly more, which protects your income buying power long after you stop adding money. Think of it this way. SCHD grows your dividend income, JEPI delivers your monthly paycheck, DGRW grows the value of the portfolio itself. All 3 jobs are necessary. All 3 work together. Here's how the money is divided. 40% into SCHD. This is your foundation. At close to 11% annual dividend growth, historically, the income from this portion alone has the potential to double roughly every 6 to 7 years. That built-in growth is what protects you from inflation over a long retirement. 45% into JEPI. This is the largest single allocation because it is doing the most work on current income. At a yield between 8.5 and 9%, JEPI ensures you receive a deposit every single month without exception. 15% into DGRW, the smallest position, but as I explained, its value is in long-term appreciation, and the monthly payment cadence it adds to the portfolio. Over a 10 or 15-year period, this slice does meaningful work growing the total value of everything you've built. The blended yield across all 3 positions comes to approximately 5.5%. That is significantly higher than SCHD alone, while still maintaining long-term growth potential that an all-JEPI approach simply cannot offer. Let me show you what this portfolio generates at different sizes based on the current blended yield of approximately 5.5%. These are estimates. Yields shift over time, so think of these as a planning framework, not a fixed guarantee. A $100,000 portfolio generates roughly $458 per month. A $250,000 portfolio produces approximately $1,145 per month. A $500,000 portfolio brings in around $2,290 per month. A $1 million portfolio generates approximately $4,580 per month. To work backwards from your goal, take your target monthly income, multiply by 12, then divide by 0.055. That is your portfolio target at current yields. Wanting $2,000 a month means you need roughly $436,000 invested. For $3,000 a month, around $655,000. For $5,000 a month, approximately $1.09 million. Those numbers give you something real to aim at. Before you build this, there are two things you need to understand clearly. First, JEPI's monthly payment is variable, not fixed, because JEPI earns income from option premiums. The monthly distribution moves with market conditions. In a calm, low volatility environment, premiums compress and your payment may come in lower. This is not a flaw in the strategy. It is simply the nature of how covered call ETFs generate income. The practical solution is to keep a cash reserve of 3 to 6 months of your income target. That buffer smooths out every fluctuation, so your lifestyle never feels the variation. Second, where you hold JEPI matters more than most people realize. SCHD's dividends are mostly qualified, meaning they are taxed at the lower long-term capital gains rate. JEPI's income does not receive that treatment. Because of the way JEPI generates its premiums through equity-linked notes, the IRS classifies most of that income as ordinary income, taxed at your regular income tax rate. In a higher bracket, that difference is significant. The solution is straightforward. Hold JEPI inside a tax-advantaged account, a traditional IRA or Roth IRA. Wherever possible, hold SCHD and DGRW in your taxable brokerage account where their more favorable tax treatment works in your favor. That one decision alone can be worth thousands of dollars a year on a portfolio of any meaningful size. Here is what this system gives you. SCHD anchors the portfolio with close to 11% annual dividend growth historically, protecting your income from inflation for decades. JEPI delivers a monthly deposit every single month. SCHD is silent. At a yield between 8.5 and 9%, DGRW compounds the underlying value of the portfolio itself, making everything you've built worth more over time. Together, they produce a blended yield of approximately 5.5%, with income arriving every month, no gaps, no waiting. 3 ETFs, 1 clear allocation, 1 monthly income system that keeps your long-term growth completely intact. One final step that matters, and do not overlook this, when you are ready to actually live off this portfolio, turn off dividend reinvestment on all 3 funds. You want every dollar of income depositing directly into your account. That is how this strategy actually funds your life. Drop your monthly income target in the comments right now. Whatever your number is, $500, $2,000, $5,000, leave it below and I will reply with the exact portfolio size this strategy needs to get you there at current yields. If this gave you a clear and honest picture of how to build real monthly income around SCHD, subscribe to InvestED. Every week we break down dividend investing and passive income strategies in plain English. No hype, no fluff, just what actually works. Hit like, leave your number in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. InvestED content is for education only, not financial advice. Always do your own research.